In the heart of Ouagadougou, a man trusted to heal was secretly plotting to kill. Captain Ibrahim Traoré thought his doctor was saving his life, until one detail revealed a shocking truth. The man was a Mossad agent sent to destroy him from within. The story begins late at night in the presidential residence. Ibrahim Traoré sat silently, reviewing files of new threats against Burkina Faso. His eyes burned from fatigue, but his determination remained unshaken. For weeks, he had been receiving medical checkups from a special doctor. This doctor came highly recommended, educated abroad, fluent in French, Arabic, and English. Everyone trusted him, even Traoré himself. But something was off. The doctor often asked strange, unrelated questions during checkups. Questions about military movements, about his inner circle, about security details. Traoré's instincts told him something wasn't right. One evening, as the doctor prepared an injection, Traoré noticed his hand trembling slightly. Not the nervous tremble of a beginner, but the calculated pause of someone deciding. His heart pounded, but he pretended not to notice. "Go ahead, doctor," he said calmly. The needle entered his arm, but Traoré kept his eyes locked on the man's face. Later that night, his arm began to swell unnaturally. He felt dizzy, weaker than usual, and his chest tightened. Something had been slipped into his bloodstream. He ordered his guards to summon another medical expert immediately. The second doctor analyzed the vial left behind. The results were chilling, traces of a slow-acting poison. Enough to weaken him gradually, making it appear as a natural illness. This was no accident. It was assassination disguised as healthcare. Traoré said nothing to anyone. Not yet. He knew exposing the truth too quickly could scare the traitor away. Instead, he decided to play along. He continued attending his medical checkups with the same doctor. He smiled, he joked, he acted weak as though the poison was working, all while secretly planning a trap. Traoré ordered his intelligence service to dig deeper into the doctor's past. They found inconsistencies in his background documents. His claimed university didn't list him as a graduate. His birthplace had been falsified. His family records were non-existent. The man was a ghost. Only a professional intelligence service could create such a cover. That's when the first whisper came. Mossad. Israeli intelligence had been known to infiltrate African nations. But would they dare plant a spy as close as his doctor? The suspicion grew stronger when surveillance caught the doctor making coded phone calls at night. Phrases like, "the eagle is weakening" and "the dose is working" were intercepted. The evidence was undeniable. But Traoré wanted to see it with his own eyes, so he arranged a final checkup in the palace. Hidden cameras were placed around the room. Audio recorders captured every sound. The doctor entered with his usual confident smile. He prepared a new injection. Traoré watched carefully. "You're looking weaker, Captain," the doctor remarked casually. "Yes," Traoré answered with a cough he pretended to have. The doctor filled the syringe with a clear liquid, but under the microscope, it was far from harmless. As he reached to inject, Traoré raised his hand. "Wait," he said firmly. The doctor froze. "Tell me, doctor, where did you study again?" "Paris, Sorbonne," the man replied quickly. Traoré smirked. "Strange," he said, "because the Sorbonne has no record of you." The doctor's eyes flickered nervously. The guards tightened their grip on their weapons. "Maybe it was an administrative error," the doctor stammered. "Maybe," Traoré replied coldly. He leaned closer. "Or maybe you are not who you claim to be." Silence filled the room. Then suddenly the doctor reached for his pocket. But before he could pull anything out, he was tackled to the ground. Guards restrained him, ripping open his medical bag. Inside, they found not only poison vials, but also encrypted communication devices. The evidence was undeniable. Traoré stood over him. "Who sent you?" he demanded. The doctor refused to speak, but interrogation experts were brought in. After hours of pressure, the truth spilled out. He was a Mossad agent. His mission? Infiltrate Traoré's inner circle and slowly eliminate him. The revelation shook the entire palace. A healer turned assassin, a trusted face revealed as an enemy. Traoré's anger was deep, but his calm never wavered. "You tried to kill me in my own house," he said, "but you underestimated the people's vigilance." The agent hung his head in silence. Traoré ordered him imprisoned in a high-security facility. But the story didn't end there. He wanted the world to know. In a televised address, Traoré revealed the betrayal. He explained how his doctor had been a foreign agent, how the attempt was meant to destabilize Burkina Faso. The nation erupted with shock and fury. Crowds filled the streets in support of their leader. Chants of "Down with spies" echoed across Ouagadougou. Traoré had not only survived but exposed a hidden hand. His defiance became a symbol of resistance. African leaders across the continent called to express solidarity. He had turned a moment of weakness into strength. Behind the scenes, his intelligence services cracked the doctor's encrypted devices. They uncovered networks of contacts across borders, names of collaborators, secret accounts funding sabotage, and detailed reports of Traoré's daily routines. The conspiracy was far larger than one doctor, but by exposing him, Traoré had lit a torch in the darkness. He vowed never to be careless again. "Trust is earned," he told his ministers, "and betrayal must be punished." Weeks later, Burkina Faso tightened its security protocols. Every official was revetted, every foreign advisor scrutinized. The Mossad's plan had backfired spectacularly. Instead of weakening Traoré, it strengthened his resolve. He had stared death in the eye and lived. He had unmasked an assassin disguised as a savior. And in doing so, he sent a clear message to the world. Burkina Faso would not bow. Its leader would not break. The captured doctor was interrogated further. He revealed how Mossad used humanitarian cover to plant operatives, how medical missions sometimes served as intelligence fronts. The revelation shocked many African governments. They began reviewing their own foreign medical programs. Suspicion grew everywhere, but Traoré used the moment wisely. He reached out to allies in Africa, Asia, and beyond. He pushed for self-reliance in healthcare. "If we depend on outsiders, we invite danger," he declared. His words resonated deeply. A new medical training program was launched in Burkina Faso. Doctors would be trained locally, loyal to their homeland. The betrayal had birthed resilience. The people trusted him even more now. Songs were written about the leader who exposed a spy. Children learned of it in school. It became a legend in the making. The night a doctor tried to poison the captain, and the captain turned the poison into power. But Traoré knew the threat wasn't over. He doubled his personal security. He surrounded himself with loyal soldiers from the poorest villages, men who loved the soil of Burkina Faso more than money. He trusted them because they were of the people. He knew foreign powers would try again, but he also knew he was ready. Each betrayal only sharpened his vigilance. Each attack only strengthened his resolve. He had become unshakable. Months later, whispers spread of another plot, but this time it was crushed before it even began. The networks uncovered from the Mossad doctor had given him foresight. He saw the enemy's moves before they happened. Burkina Faso became a fortress of resilience. Traoré's leadership inspired movements across Africa. Leaders spoke of sovereignty, dignity, and independence. And people remembered the man who refused to die, who exposed a spy with nothing but patience and courage, and turned betrayal into triumph. The doctor's name was erased from history. He became only a shadow, a reminder of deceit. But Traoré's name grew louder each day. Not just a soldier, not just a leader, but a guardian of truth. His people whispered that God himself had protected him, that no poison could claim him, that no spy could outwit him. He was their shield, and he bore the weight of that duty with pride. Years later, the story was told to new generations. Elders would gather children around and say, "There was a time when even a doctor turned into an assassin. But our captain saw through the mask, and because of that, we are free today." The children listened with wide eyes, inspired to serve their homeland, inspired to remain vigilant, inspired to trust, but verify. Because history had taught them. Traoré often sat alone, reflecting on that night. He remembered the cold syringe, the trembling hand, the quiet tension before the mask fell. He remembered how close death had come, but he also remembered the strength it gave him. The betrayal became his armor, the exposure became his legacy, and the truth became his weapon. He vowed to carry it until his last breath. Because Burkina Faso deserved nothing less. The Mossad agent thought he was clever. He thought poison would win where weapons had failed. He thought trust was weakness, but he was wrong. Trust was strength because it revealed betrayal, and betrayal, once exposed, gave power. Power to rise, power to lead, power to inspire, power to endure.